Hi everybody. So this is the fall wreath that I made for my front door using deco mesh, using only stuff from Dollar Tree. If you want to see how to make this, then keep on watching. Well, hello again everybody. So, believe it or not, I'm home alone. The boys are in school and it's just me and my cat Loki home. So, it's a nasty rainy day outside. So I figured I'd finish up some of my fall crafting so I could start putting everything up and out. So I finished the tree for the front door. I made a little tree. I made my scarecrows to go out front. And the only thing now is missing is a wreath. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to put together my wreaths. Now, again, like I said, I have 3 doors, 3 entryway doors. One on the side, the back patio door, and the front door. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a round wreath for the front door because nobody uses the front door. So that wreath could be really big and over the top. And so that's basically what we're going for. We're going for something really flamboyant and over the top for the front door. Okay? So I went to Dollar Tree and they still have these. Now this is the biggest one they have. These floral wreath rings. This is the 18-inch one. Now, I think they have it in 15-inch, I'm not sure, or whether it's 14-inch, but they have one that's a little bit smaller than this. So, but I wanted the big one because, like I said, I want it to be big. So I always pick up 2 of everything. So I just picked up 2, but what I'm going to do for our project today, we're only going to need 1. And the jury is out for this. I don't know whether or not I'm going to do a round wreath for the back patio door. I'm thinking I might do a pumpkin wreath because I did pick up some of those pumpkin ones. Let me see. Oops, no, and actually, I had to order them from, oh goodness, got all of my stuff in here. I had to order these from Dollar Tree online. So for the 5 pumpkin, these are the wreaths that are the wire wreaths that are shaped like pumpkins. So it was $5.40, and I ordered it on Dollar Tree. I don't want y'all to see my address. Yeah, Dollar Tree online. It was, yeah, $5. And you could, and that's just in case if you want these and you go in the store and they don't have them, go to the website, dollartreeonline.com, and you can order anything you want. And you could either have it come to the Dollar Tree or you could have it be delivered to your home. I had it delivered to the Dollar Tree because I wanted to stop in the Dollar Tree that day anyway. I think I got an addiction to them. So, okay. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to use these for the other ones. But I know I'm going to use the round one for the front door. So, I'm going to be using deco mesh and ribbon. So, I'm going to set up all that stuff and plug in my hot glue gun, get myself a cup of tea, because I have been under the weather. I had this cold because the weather is changing. So I caught a cold, and the boys haven't been sick. My husband caught the cold. Well, he was the one who had it at first. So, no, it's not the C word. It's not the C. We don't have Coviana. But it's just a change in the weather. And it's so awful that, that virus is still around, because you can't even get sick. Nor, with a regular cough, cold, flu, everybody, oh, you got corona. No, it's not Coviana. But yeah, so I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. You get yourself something to snack on, because this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, okay? If you want to fast forward it, I won't mind, but I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. It's going to be a lengthy video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to set up everything, and I'll be back in a couple seconds. Okay, whew. I'm back. I got my tea, and I got all my deco mesh. Well, this is the ones that I'm gonna use, because what I normally like to do is I like to use up everything that's already been open. So I have this left over from a craft that I did the other day. So we're gonna use what's left of that deco mesh, okay, and we have a couple new containers of deco mesh, and to keep everything kind of organized, semi-organized, I kind of like to put out what it is, the materials that I'm going to be using for what project. So since I'm making this wreath, and I want it to be really over the top and flamboyant and all that good stuff, I put out everything that I want in the wreath. I lay it out, so that helps me out with the craft, so I don't have to stop what I'm doing and start running all over looking for different things, like my pipe cleaners. I already cut them in half because they come already long, but I cut them in half to make, everything more easier for me. So I have some orange ones and I have some black ones, and I put them back in the bag so they don't be all over the place. And I got some mesh tube. All of this stuff is from the Dollar Tree, okay, in their fall section. I got the red tube mesh, but we're going to see where we could squeeze this in. I don't know what I was thinking about when I picked up the red tube mesh, but we could find somewhere for it to go. And I got some brown tube mesh. I didn't plan on using the tube mesh in this project, but I got an idea for it. So I'm thinking I might use it in this wreath. And I got some zip ties just in case if I need them. These are from the Dollar Tree, and they work really good, and they really will help you out if you run out of pipe cleaners. So I'm thinking I might use a combination of both, the pipe cleaners and the zip ties. So we'll see once we get involved. And I'm going to use a lot of ribbon, but I'll pull out the ribbon once we're done this part, because there's tons and tons of ribbon I picked up. And I got this from Dollar Tree as well. I like the background that is, dark in the background. And it says, there's always something to be thankful for. And I always have something to be thankful for. So I want to put this into the wreath. But I got to figure that out, how I'm going to put this into there. So we're definitely going to get it in there. So I got everything all out. and I think I want to use this, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so those are everything that I'm going to, all my deco mesh and all the supplies. Oh, I forgot to show you. I'm going to add some of this into this burlap. I'm not crazy about burlap, but since I do have a few scarecrows that got a little burlap in it, I'm going to put a couple pops of burlap here and there, but I'm not really crazy about burlap. I have to do a lot to it, to me, to dress it up because it's so dry looking. But if this is the look that you're going for, then that's fine. I just like glitter, okay? So, we're going to get started. Okay, so I'm going to get started on this because the boys are at school and time is going by really quick. And that's why I'm able to talk while I'm doing this video, because there's like an echo in the house because I'm home alone. Okay, so I just took that tag off of there. I wanted to keep it, but I think I'm going to add in a new tag. A new piece of rope. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side. And I'm going to start out with the orange pipe cleaner. Do some in orange. So just pull them out. So I'll have them out already. And I'm going to start with laying in this burlap. I'm going to lay this in first. Okay. It's already opened. Alright. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is with the burlap, first of all, let's just use one. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, first let's figure out which way we want this to hang. So I think I want it to hang where the wire comes across the 3 circle wires. So that's going to be our starting point. And since that's going to be my starting point, I'm going to take put some of the pipe cleaner right there. So there. That's letting me know where the start point is. And let's see, I'll do one right here at this crossbow. See, right there. And I'll go all the way around. And lay going up and down. So I'll put one at the bottom, one at the top over here, one at the bottom over here. Go to the top. At the bottom. And this will just help you, well, it helps me understand where I'm going with the design, and it helps me to keep everything kind of symmetrical. A deco mesh, working with deco mesh, it can be scary. I remember when I first did my first wreath years ago, I'm talking like 2014, out of deco mesh, and it absolutely was terrifying. I had that deco mesh was all over, and it was a mess. I mean, but the wreath came out nice to me. Other people said it looked nice on the door, but I wasn't satisfied with it because I didn't really know how to work with deco mesh. But that wreath was thrown in the trash accidentally, so okay. So I got all my pipe cleaners on. So I'm just going to put a black pipe cleaner at the top where it's going to be my starting point. And this is where I think I want this to hang from. Yep. Okay. Okay. So that's that. Now we're going to start laying in this. So I'm going to start right here at the top. Got to work with this. Put it in the middle. Twist like that. And I might just use a zip tie. Or no, I'll just use another pipe cleaner. Because I like to make sure everything is nice and secure. I don't want my door wreaths to, you know, if it does fall or hit the ground or whatever the case may be with, you know, people coming in and out. I don't like, you know, delicate stuff where it's falling apart and stuff's falling off, you know, and if it's on the door, it should be sturdy to withstand, you know, the door opening and closing. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue there to secure that. Onto the metal. Yeah, so when your door comes open and closed, you know, the kids may slam it, guests may, you know, the wind may catch it. You know, you want your wreath to nothing start falling off of it, okay? So I'm thinking, let me see, 5-inch, yeah, let's do like 6 inches. Yeah, so you just, well, I'm just gonna combine this throughout all the rings. And twist it in. So you could get nice big bubbles of this burlap. like I said, I'm not a big fan of burlap, but I just want a little pop of it in there. Just to, you know, make the wreath a little rugged looking. Yep, so that's how it's looking so far. So I'll finish on around and I'll let you see what it. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I know it looks real crappy, but that's how it looks. Okay? So next we're gonna get into our favorite thing, the deco mesh. So we're gonna work with this one that's already open. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go around and where these open pipe cleaners are, I'm going to tie it in and fold it up in the back so it'll look nice and neat. So, are you guys getting ready for Christmas yet? Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. The year has went past so fast, and I just feel so blessed, and I'm so happy that we no longer live in the apartment we were in. And even though the apartment was it came in handy on time when we got it, because at the time we moved in that apartment, me and my husband and my two sons, we were homeless, believe it or not. So how's that for a story? We were homeless. We had lost our rental. We were renting this house in Philadelphia for like 13 years. We was in that rental, and all of a sudden the landlord started, you know, making issues with us, trying to make issues, instead of, you know, them just saying we want to retrieve the property because we want to sell it. We want to fix it up and sell it. So we can't do that with you guys living here. So we're gonna need for you guys to just start looking for a new place to stay, because we have decided we're gonna sell the house. No, they didn't do that. They wanted to start, you know, doing things, you know, becoming like slumlords, you know, to have us get mad and move. So if you're a landlord, that's not a good look. Don't ever do that. You know. So at any rate, we had to up and move suddenly. Okay? And we weren't ready for the economy then. Our credit was bad. You know, I mean, it wasn't like how it is now for us to, you know, have purchased a home, but we just weren't prepared for that, because we were comfortable, and it was I'll never forget, it was right after Christmas. The landlord sent his son out to get the rent. He comes out, he picks up the money, and for January, because I still had Christmas decorations up, he came out the day after New Year's to pick up the rent. I gave him his rent money. He gave me a receipt. And then like by January the 4th or the 5th, they had some crazy lady from a real estate calling us, telling us, that the owners was having issues and they want to retrieve the property. It was just a mess. It really was. So we weren't ready for the economy. So we didn't have no money saved up. And mind you, it was right after Christmas that year. So I had to pack up a whole house because my husband is a truck driver. He was on the road majority of the time. So I'm just starting a new thing of deco mesh in the same color that this is, okay? Yeah, so I had to start packing up the house, a whole house at that. We had no idea where we were gonna go. And it was just a mess. We were staying with people, and that's a fiasco, staying with people, and that was just a fiasco. It was just a mess. I'll never forget it. But in the end, we found an apartment in a new town that took us away from a lot of, people's places and things that, we just needed to get away from. And so the apartment was really, really cool, because again, like I said, it came at a time where, we were homeless, and it was a nice apartment. It had 2 bathrooms. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, so the boys had to share a room, but they were fine with that. It beat staying in people's basements and staying with people, and so the boys was fine with that. And yeah, so I'm just trying to get this. Where it's nice and tight. So yeah, it had a nice sized kitchen. It had a balcony, well, a deck we could go out on and sit. And we were on the 3rd floor, so that made it even better, because 6 months after we got the apartment, here comes some virus called Corona. And then everything was on lockdown in totality. So we were locked down in this apartment, which I just thank God we got it at the time we did, because it would have been a fiasco if we were still staying with people and having to be locked down. I think I would have rather stayed in my car. You know what I mean? But at any rate, yeah, so we were homeless. And, but we, I'm a Scorpio, so I bloom wherever I have to. So I made the best of the apartment. I would always decorate the deck, and I brought a new Christmas tree, because all of our Christmas trees, I had 2 Christmas trees, and they all went into storage. I had 2 big Christmas trees and 2 little ones. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. So I'm going to add some more colors in here. I'm thinking I might change the design a little bit. I might change the design. Let's see what it would look like if we could add in on these rows here in the back some more deco mesh, but in the curly strips. That's a good idea. Let's try that. So we're gonna have to cut the deco mesh. Let's do some green. How about we get some green in there? 10-inch. I'm gonna need some more rotary cutters. So these rotary cutters was with me during the pandemic when I made masks for all my for my sons, both of my sons' classrooms. I made masks for some of the nurses that worked at the local hospital not that far away from me when this country was having a shortage on PPE. So I was up day and night using these rotary cutters back then when, you know, when the pandemic was live and kicking. So these rotary cutters, you can hear they about ready to fall apart. And I'm going to use them until they fall on apart on me. So the apartment was wonderful. It really was. And it was sad when we were moving, after we went to settlement on the house, and we started going to the apartment to get packing our things, and we all was standing outside the apartment looking up at the apartment, and my son Isaac, he said, you know, Mom, this is kind of sad. I said, you know what it is, and it's crazy because, you know, we wanted the house, and God blessed us after all we had been through. We were blessed with the house, and it was time to move. That's just what it was. And this was something that we were waiting for the longest. And once it happened, we were so sad. When we were packing up in the apartment, and it was like, wow, we really had a nice time at that apartment. It kept us safe through COVID, during the pandemic. We got to meet a lot of new people, you know, and it gave us a sense of independence again, where we could just kick our feet back and think, you know, without being under pressure from anything or anybody, you know. And like I said, it was a nice apartment, 2 bathrooms, large, full bathrooms at that. Like 2 bedrooms that could fit king-size beds in, you know, so it was really nice. But we loved the house, so it's just amazing how we went from just 2.5 years ago in 2020, the end of 2019, being homeless, to having purchased a ranch style home in the country. And I tell you, God is good. God is good all the time. I don't doubt it. Okay, so this is the green. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to lay in the green. And I'm thinking, could he see how the mesh just does what it wants to do? Yeah, so I'm going to twist it in like that. Twist all the little green pieces in, and I'll let you see what it looks like when I come back. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I hit record, but evidently I didn't. So all the green mesh, the little curly cues are in. So now I'm just adding in some brown, and I'm going in where I have some loose wire in the back. So far it's coming along. It looks, these wreaths look weird with the deco mesh, but you just got, the key is you just got to keep going, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We'll keep going and fill it in more and more. That's the brown deco mesh. I'm sure I'm gonna have to open another one. And this mesh, you see yeah, it will get on your nerves. But I love the way it looks and the final outcome of it. I'm gonna open up one more thing of the brown deco mesh. So if you're thinking of, making a wreath using the Dollar Tree deco mesh, I say go for it, Or if you got your coins up, you could just go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and pay $100 for a deco mesh wreath that won't have this much deco mesh on it. It looked like they only put like two rows of deco mesh on them wreaths in the stores, and they be charging all that money. But I know some people gonna say, oh, I don't have time to sit and do something like that. I'll just rather pay for it. Okay, well, that's good. Pay for it. And craft stores, sometimes they know that. People come in, oh no, I'll just pay the $100 for it. Oh, okay, good. That's how they're gonna say it at the counter. Oh, well, great, thanks. Very good. Did you find everything okay? You want another one? That's what they say. So I'm going on around and around. You see, she's filling out pretty good. I like that pop of chocolate in there. I really do like that. Pop of chocolate. I'm just adding it in with the other green deco mesh pipe cleaners that I left open. So that's a good thing. Like when you string them in, you could leave some open. So when you come back with another color, you could just twist it in and keep moving. You don't always have to add in pipe cleaners. Yes, indeedy. So I'm gonna keep adding in and filling this out, and I'll be back. I think I'm gonna add in next, because this is open, the orange and the yellow. I'm gonna add that in because they're already open. I like to use what's already open before I open up another pack. So this is filling out nice and full. So I'm gonna add these two colors in. Finish adding the brown in and these two colors, and yeah, we'll see what happens after that. If we need more color or I want more poof, then we'll add more in. But let me fill this in, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So remember, I'm doing the brown. I'm gonna add in the yellow and the orange, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm done filling in with that deco mesh, and this is what it's looking like. So with the deco mesh, you have to, like, just zhuzh it out a little bit and fluff everything out. So that's what that looks like. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I want to keep adding more stuff to it. Because this is nice the way it is, and it's nice and poofy. And look at the size of it, y'all. Wow. But you can stop here, and this is the top. This is where I put the little piece to hang it. So it'll hang this way. But since I'm extra and love to do the most, I'm gonna figure out a way to add in some more of this burlap. And well, no, should I add in more burlap? Let's do a test run. Could tuck it in there. Let's see. there. I don't know, I don't like that. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, so I want that sign to go in there. So I'm gonna get 2 of these little pipe cleaners. I'm just gonna run them through here. Find the top where I'm gonna hang. Hang it up. Let me see. Here it is. So this is the top. So I'm just going to string in our sign in here. Let's secure it first. Okay. Now we could tie it in. Under our deco mesh. Okay. So I want it to sit inside of the deco mesh, and that's the good thing about working with this mesh. You could move it around and reshape it to however you want. Okay. And all this stuff came from Dollar Tree. Okay. So, again, like I said, I'm extra. And I gotta do more. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding ribbon. There you go. I'm gonna start adding ribbon. So, this is what it looks like. My wreath is gonna go on my front door. And now I'm going to put this to the side. And I'm going to add ribbon. So give me a second to get all the ribbon together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the kiddo is home. My big baby, Lance. So he's making noise and playing his video games and things to that nature. So I had to do a voiceover. So I have the ribbon right here. This is my ribbon, and this is the other ribbon that I'm going to be using to fill in the sparse areas inside the wreath. So I got the greens and oranges and yeah, all of this ribbon comes from Dollar Tree. You can go to Hobby Lobby and get different types of ribbon, but I'm doing this on a budget with, you know, the front door. because I splurged with other items that I'm putting out front. So, and plus I like the ribbon from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to measure 10 inches. So that's my burlap ribbon. And I already cut it. So I don't have those crazy bow makers that everybody's using on YouTube and all that. I still make my bows the way that I've been making them since I started making them in 2013, you know. So I just fold over 2 pieces, and I always try to get the ribbon with the wire in the middle, and each piece I measured it at 6 inches, I think it was, and I just put a little slit right there. You can go without doing that, because if you're not too careful, you could cut too far into the fabric, and that'll mess up your bow. But yeah, so you can see me go in with my hot glue gun, and yeah, that's how I create my bows. And I use that spatula, that makeup spatula. They have that in the makeup section in the Dollar Tree. You go over there and get you like 2 of them. I have another one, but I can't find it. It's somewhere around here. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not crazy about burlap, but I have a few pops of burlap here and there with other decor that's going out front. So I figured I better keep everything a little blending. So I put the burlap in, and plus it gives the wreath a thicker, rugged texture in the back for the deco mesh. So and the bow, this bow is going to give the other bows a nice little cushion to sit on. You'll see in the end. So yeah, I just hold those 2 bunny ears together, glue them together, and then I take my hot glue gun and make it do what it do. Use those clips. I got those pink clips from Dollar Tree as well. And yeah, stick the bows together, string them together. At first I was getting nervous because I thought I cut in too deep into this deco mesh. I mean this burlap fabric. But in the end it worked out. So like I said, you don't have to do those little slits in the bow if you don't want to. I just do it a little bit depending on the fabric. And since this is a really stiff fabric, it helps for the fabric to move around. This burlap is a really stiff fabric. So yeah, so I'm just playing with it, trying to fluff it out. And you'll have, you'll have to do that as well. I was on the struggle bus a little bit with the pipe cleaner, trying to make sure it's good and tight, but we're gonna get there. Very good. Okay, so you'll always be able to, fluff it out and play with it more, but that's looking good for me. So I'll just sit that right there and go to the next one. Yep, so I'm going to use the orange, and this is a beautiful fabric. It's really thin, and it has a lot of pretty glittery shimmer on it. It's not too much. So I'm going to cut 10-inch strips of this fabric. And I'm using my rotary scissors, my rotary cutters. And please be careful if you invest in some of those and you buy a pair, because I'll be living on the edge. You see how I have my thumb right there, and then look how close. Look how close. Goodness gracious, I didn't realize. But you be careful, because those things will slice a piece of your meat off of your fingers. Oh my goodness. Those things are really, really sharp. So please, if you get those, be careful. Don't do what you see me doing right there. That was really close, and I didn't realize it until now I'm looking at it. Okay, so now I'm back, and I put all the bows together, as you can see, and I absolutely love all of these colors together. So I made the burlap bow is the biggest one, because I want that to poke out a little bit in the back. The strings are longer, and the plaid one is a little bit wider and thicker. It has 2 bows, and the white one is the smallest bow. The one in the front is the smallest. And I hot glued all of the bows together to create one big fluffy bow. And I'll play with it. I'll keep playing with it and playing with it. But yeah, that's how I do mine, because I want them to look like that. So it might be a little more work. But okay, so here's all of my strips that I cut. And I'm going to just line them up on top of each other and make little plumes of fall delicious colors. And they're not really bows. They're going to be like little splashes of little fireworks of fabric. You'll see. So that's all I did, is add one sheet onto the next. But then I was thinking, here, that's so much orange. And even though I love the burnt orange, it just seemed like it was so much. So the whole time I was doing this, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I really need another color in there to break up this orange. So while I was messing around with this, I decided that I was going to put in a green ribbon in the middle. But I messed around and was, yeah, see how I bunched them together, and you'll just have these little poof balls of delicious fall colors that you could just tuck into your wreath. And this was a trial run. So I was just, seeing what it would look like. And in the end, once I went through all that, I didn't like it. So I threw that one on the floor, and I decided to put my favorite color in there, which was green. So I see that green ribbon, that roll of green ribbon back there. I completely forgot about that until out of the corner of my eye, I looked over and I saw it. And I'm like, okay, commercial break. and we're going to add that green ribbon. So I cut, I think I got 7 strips. Yep, there we go. Went to commercial break, and then I cut as many of the strips of the green as I could. Now, I don't appreciate that with Dollar Tree. You don't get as much of the green ribbon as you do with all the other ones. So I'm kind of not appreciating it, because green is my favorite color. But here, this is what I'm doing. I'm just decided to try that same method again, but with the green, to kind of break up the orange. And I love these colors. If anybody can remember who came to my wedding, all of these colors was in my wedding. Me and my husband got married in October, and I used all fall colors. All these colors that I'm using in all my fall decor was colors in my wedding. So fall is definitely my favorite color. But anyway, so I just, yeah, now that looks better to me. So you just have to play around with it. You know, at this point in the project, you will get scared. You will get nervous, like, oh, this ain't coming together. This mess don't look right, la, la, la. But you just can't abandon the mission. You got to keep with it. So I'm twisting it together to try to get the colors to mingle more. And eventually they do. And that was just me being nervous with, you know, trying to make sure everything showed. But once I just decided to just put the pipe cleaner on and just twist it around and let it be. It was all right. It was all right. You just gotta, you know, zhuzh it out, fluff it out, and on with the next one. Yeah, see, that's a whole bunch of extra for nothing. You know, but you could always play with the different colors with that this fabric, and you get it from the Dollar Tree. Now see, I'm loving that. Got the green in the background and the orange out front. So I'm gonna make I think I made 3 of them, because that's all I had enough green for. And yeah, I just take one of each, layer them, layer the green, orange, white, pipe cleaner. Yeah, by this time I just realized, yeah, instead of playing with it, just get it together. Get the pipe cleaner to, you know, twist it around. And hold it in tight. Fluff it out and move on. Because it's going to do what it's going to do. Look at that. And you can always rearrange the colors to get a different look. Like you could put the orange on top, like I did with the last one. I put the orange ones on top, and the white was in the middle. Yeah, so you could always rearrange how you stack them to get a different look. And each time you'll get a different look. See there? So That was the extra one I had. It was too short. So I only got 3 of those because I ran out of green fabric, green ribbon. So now we bring back our wreath and we're going to start adding in our pieces that we made. Now you see how we got these little sparse areas? This is what I'm going to fill in with those plumes, if that's what you want to call them, of ribbon that I put together. Yeah, like that. I put little plumes of ribbon together, and I'm just going in, adding it in to little sparse areas, because like I said before in another video, I can't stand a weak, puny, skinny wreath that you could see through. I like my wreaths to be nice and full and voluptuous and just full. You know, I don't like a skimpy wreath. I don't care what kind of wreath it is. I like wreaths to be full. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just filling in the areas. And yeah, there's one of those fabric bows. Well, I'm gonna just call it a fabric bow. One of those fabric bows I made, and I just used the pipe cleaner to just screw it in onto the back of the wire. And this is the part where it becomes tedious, but make sure everything's screwed, you know, it's on real nice and tight, because you don't want to put it on your door. And you know, especially if you know your front door is a high traffic area where you're using it constantly, you know, to coming in and out and the door slamming. If it falls on the you know, or falls or whatever off the door, you don't want nothing coming apart or anything like that. So you just screw it on really tight. Fortunately for me, my front door is never used. Very seldom. And the only person uses the front door is me when I go out there to look at the front of the house. But other than that, everybody who comes here goes through the side door or the back patio door. So here I am trying to figure out where I'm going to put this voluptuous bow. And you guys, this wreath is so big. I didn't realize it wasn't even in all of the shot. I'm so pleased. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to figure this out and fill everything in. And be back with the next step once I figure out where I'm going to put this bow. And I'll figure that out. Yep.
It's okay. We'll keep looking.
I'll fill it in and be right back. So, okay, here's the finished product, you guys. And I filled in the rest of the wreath. And I put some of my velvet little pumpkins in there that I got from Hobby Lobby. And there's always something to be thankful for. Yeah, I just placed them in there because I just wanted to see how they would look. But I'm going to go back in before I hang this permanently on the front door and hot glue those pumpkins in, and they're velvet and they're from Hobby Lobby. But you guys, look at that. I absolutely love this. Love, love, love the wreath. Love it. And it has all the colors in it. Like I said, I love these colors. These colors, I used every last one of these colors for my wedding. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and attempt to do this yourself. And until the next time, take care of each other and yourselves, and don't be afraid of the deco mesh. Try it out. Just stay with the mission because it looked like crap in the beginning, but you just got to stay with it. Okay? So take care of yourselves and each other. Until the next one. Bye.